So I've been selling beer for 20 years, and I've seen a lot of breweries come and go. But you know, in the craft beer industry, in the world of craft beer, the cream's going to rise to the top. So, got a lot of great local breweries that I'm, you know, competing against, which is difficult. But like I said, we've been there since '96, and looking forward to another 25 years. All right, when they pass out the beer. Oh, I got a full one. I'm good. Never mind. Oh, was I supposed to speak for 7 minutes? Oh, it's too much pressure. All right, that was some jokes. Fit what? Why are you putting the pressure on me like that? All right, so I'm recently divorced. I don't know why I left my ex-wife. She's like an animal in bed. She only came in the heat once a year. But I'm bummed. All right, so with the new brewery in Kalamazoo, we're definitely ramping up our barrel aging program. You know, more barrels. We've got an excellent Baltic style porter that we barrel aged for a year. It's called Shipwreck Porter. We say 12% on the bottle, but it's got to be closer to 14 because they will put you on the rocks. It'll knock you down. We release it every year on Talk Like a Pirate Day. Arr. But this year we got some special foil for the top instead of the normal wax dip. So, what are you taking pictures for? Come on. You're already on video. You're killing me. But it's a 12% Baltic style porter that we barrel age for a year in 10-year-old bourbon barrels. And then we bottle condition it, and then put it in a cave in Michigan that we share with founders for a few things, and let that bottle condition for a year. So it's a 2-year process to make. It's one of the most fantastic beers you'll ever try. So, you guys got homework. You got to go out and find a bottle of Shipwreck Porter, and then try it, do some sensory, and blog about it, or whatever you do. Yeah, question? Baltic Porter is Eastern European. It's a stronger style porter. Just a little bit more malt. Okay, has it been 7 minutes yet? Damn! All right, talk amongst yourselves. What else can I talk about? We're going to try these lovely ales. Well, we're a pretty small brewery. For being considered one of the top 4 in Michigan, that's very kind of you, Chad. But thank you. Excellent. We do some nice. What would you say? I'm screwed up. Because the cameras. Okay, yeah. The old facility. Yeah, we're still brewing old school, the Peter Austin method. We're one of the only of 5 breweries in America, maybe, that open fermentation using the ringwood yeast. The open fermentation, you know, it's kind of tricky to dial in. But our current brewmaster we picked up, his name's Dave Sipple. We procured him from Victory Brewing Company, and he's taken the ringwood yeast and the open fermentation and has dialed it in. So our ales have never tasted better in our 19 years in existence. So we're at a great time in our lives of quality beers, quality ales, and doing well in the market. We're in 9 states throughout the Midwest and East Coast. I couldn't name them all, but about to open up Wisconsin here in the fall, which is good for me because that's going to be my state. And it's a good beer state. Question? Yes. The open fermenters are enclosed in a special room in both breweries, so you can, and it has happened in the past where it'll get infected just through whatever is in the air. So that's a good question because it is difficult. So Peter Austin, who was kind of our founding father, he started a brewery in England called Ringwood, and he won a bunch of awards for his Old Thumper, which is a strong porter. And now, when he came over, he started Shipyard and Geary's out of Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and us. So he gave the rights to Old Thumper to Shipyard, who still makes it today. So that's an award-winning ale from years and years ago. Hey, look, everybody's getting beer. Question in the back, please. Open fermentation versus a closed tank. It's just an old world style of brewing that we stuck to. There's been talks of introducing a second yeast strain, but nothing's happened as of yet. All right, so I think we're about to drink the Whitsun. Okay. We just launched our summer seasonal Whitsun on March 9th, trying to meet Bell's Oberon into the market by 3 weeks. It helped a little bit. We're an English Fest Ale, which is brewed similar to a Belgian Wit, but with the English yeast strain, it's an English Fest Ale. A little bit of orange peel, a little bit of coriander, and some Michigan honey. Everybody got one? Well, guys, let me thank you for having me, and here's cheers to you. Question? We started out slow, real small, only Michigan. I brought Tim Surprise into the market in Chicago in 2001, and they're probably in 4 or 5 states by then. So slow, organic growth. Really? Well, yeah. The last 4 years, we brought on my boss, Ricky Suarez, who was with Unibrew for 9 years, and he redesigned the packaging, 6-packs, to give it that nice billboard effect. Now, he's the Latin from Manhattan. He's Puerto Rican. Hey, bro, I don't rush for nobody. Great guy. Best boss I ever had. That's on film. Good Friday points. This is on draft in the back at the bar, yeah. And it's, okay, here's the thing. Our brews are always really well balanced, and none of them drink as strong as they are, which is a good thing and a bad thing. So 6.2% on the Whitsun, and it's going to be all over St. Louis and Missouri, bottles and cans. Cans and draft. If you're a retailer, ask Major Brands for the order. Drink it right here at Season Rose. So yeah, I kind of asked him earlier to if we could get some little orange rinds, because the orange peel, coriander, and Michigan honey, you take just a little rind of the orange and ring the glass. It really brings out the orange peel into it, and it kind of sings. More sensory for you. So try that for more homework. Orange rind. On tap at the back bar, 350 pints. Does it taste better today than it did when you tried it before? Yeah. It's getting better every year and every year. I don't know how they do it, but quality is excellent. Okay, talks amongst yourselves. Oh, you got the talking police. You have a question? No, it's not. We released it on Talk Like a Pirate Day, but because this year we got some special oil from Germany that wasn't flown over, it was shipped over. We didn't release it until a little bit later in September. 12% Baltic style porter, barrel aged for a year, cave aged for a year. Delish, deluxe delight. Yes. Less of a pain in the ass. That's what it is. It's not a pain in the, you know, you got to dip every bottle and let it dry, and then when you open it, it makes a mess, and it takes like 5 minutes. Nobody wants to wait 5 minutes to drink a beer. You want to drink it right now. Yes. Oh, the Whitsun's low. Means low 20s. And we, except for our Hopmouth, which we'll get to later, we use a lot of the noble hops versus the bitter hops. No, low ABVs, no, you don't age it. Drink it when it's fresh. Beer is like bread. Fresher the better. Or except if it's barrel aged or super high gravity, high alcohol, then it'll lay down. Gateway, good word. Yes. It is bottles only. Shipwrecked, the question was shipwrecked, is shipwrecked bottles only, but we did do a little bit of draft last year, and those kegs are phenomenal, but it's very sporadic. If there was one keg to come to the St. Louis market or the Missouri market, it'd be here. Okay, Chad? I'm not promising nothing. I'm not promising anything, but if I can get you one, I'll bring it here around 7 October this year. So we're passing out the double IPA, and the name says it all. Hopmouth. All right, so the new brewery in Kalamazoo, we've got a ginormous smoker that would probably fit on the stage, doing brisket, doing lamb, doing chickens and chicken wings, phenomenal collard greens. The rest, you know, the barbecue is phenomenal. I haven't tried any St. Louis barbecue on my trip here, but I'm sure to do that here very soon. So, Pappy's barbecue. Where's Bogart's or Pappy's? That's where I should go. It's a St. Louis style ribs. Is that a thick sauce or a vinegar sauce? Dry. It's dry rubbed. Even better. Hey, thank you. All right, take a look at the color of this beer.
Happy's has another place too.
You guys have probably had a numerous double IPAs in your sensory. I don't know of a double IPA that's this dark. The reason it's this dark, we use a lot of Maris Otter malt. Maris Otter malt is renowned as one of the best malts in the world, and that's basically the top notch of our malt bills. So for as much hops as we use, Cascade, Chinook, Wilmette, the malt is that gives it that backbone, that nice balanced finish. Impressions? Delish, thumbs up. Question?
Question about this malt. What did you say the name of it was?
Maris Otter malt.
So,
It's an English malt.
an English malt.
Yeah.
So
It's a malted barley from England, yes.
Okay, so I'm not sure how they distinguish malts like that. What makes it a, whatever you say?
Soil, location,
Okay. But
it's
it's just a
a very good malt for brewing.
What's the predominant hop? It's definitely not the Cascade.
Good question, I don't know the answer. If I had to guess, I'd say Chinook. But we get the majority of our hops from the Northwest, Oregon, Washington. I've got a Rapunzel Wheat IPA we just launched in Michigan and Illinois last summer in May. And we use 90% Michigan-grown hops in that brew. Excuse me. From a little hop farm called Hophead Farms. It's right in between Battle Creek and Kalamazoo. And I think they've been around for like 8 years. So a hop vine takes 3 years to get a full blossom.
But do you know what the original hop is?
The original?
Yeah, the one that you're talking about growing in Michigan.
Oh, the Michigan, we get they've got a number of different varietals growing at Hophead Farms. But the Rapunzel, the Wheat IPA, is Cascade, Chinook, and Wilmette.
Okay.
It's a blend of those three.
You're not going to do like some brewers do, which is to say they're proprietary. They only grow them here in this really this terroir because they've taken a hop from somewhere else and grown it on their own land and renamed it.
No. These are known hop strains that they've been cultivating for 8 years. So they're pretty true to the style. Tough question. Good crowd. Who's still taking notes? Yes, sir.
What's that ABV on this?
The Hopmouth. ABV is 8%.
Doesn't taste like it.
Exactly. None of our beers drink as strong as they are. We say 85 IBUs, 8% ABV. Right, the balance, the malt. The malt things out. The next big movement in the craft segment, I think, is malt forward. So, our next beer, the Loch Down, is all malt. 3 different malts. Traditional. If there's such a thing as a sessionable double IPA, this is it. Yeah. Is it right. Of my whole portfolio, if I had a desert island beer, you only have one beer for the rest of your life on a desert island? Hopmouth. Who doesn't want to put hops in their mouth? Yes. Yes. Yeast. The question is, do we use Ringwood yeast strain for the entire portfolio? And the answer is yes. Yes. I don't know if it's available in this market, but Geary's out of Portsmouth, New Hampshire, they use the Ringwood yeast strain. There's a few breweries that use Ringwood for like one brew. My example is missing my mouth. It is a English yeast strain, yes. Yeah, Shipyard uses Ringwood as well. It seems to lend itself to open fermentation better than other yeast strains. No, we are unfiltered, unpasteurized, uncompromised since 1996. Yeah, it's a nice beer. It's on tap up front. 375 glass. It's crazy low. It'd be 375. Snifter, yes. I thought my tab said 750 for 2, so I'm guessing. Is my math good? I don't know. It'd be $6, $7 in Chicago, so I'm happy to be here, really. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. The name Arcadia, I believe it's because we're on the Arcadia River in Battle Creek. But there's Arcadia Bluffs, which is a beautiful golf course in northern Michigan. Nothing to do with us. Yeah, I'm guessing.
The regular price on both these beers is $5 for a pint. Just so you guys know.
Yeah, you're on special tonight.
You're serving it in a pint. So, you know. Oh my God. Get a concession dough.
Good answer. All right, my guy Tim Surprise and I, we met back in 2001. I was working for a little distributor called Global Beverage, and we were a little upstart. We had 3 guys selling craft beer in Chicago and a bread truck, and we're distributing. So he comes in, he's like, "Hey, I got a nice British ale from Michigan. You guys should pick us up." I'm like, what else you got? But that was the start of a long relationship. Tim Surprise is one of the best guys you'd ever meet. Every year for our anniversary, which was just this past December, we celebrate our 18th year. We do a blessing of the haggis. Now, if you ever haven't had haggis, you don't know what you're missing. And he does this whole long speech of the blessing of the haggis. And everybody's in kilts and bagpipes are playing. It's quite a feast, quite a fest. Questions? Yes. It's lamb's intestine. Yeah. Oh, it's delicious. So you stuff some ground meat and some rice into a lamb's intestine. You bake it real low and slow. It's awesome. Seriously. Yes, all that stuff. But our brisket is phenomenal. If you can imagine this dry rub brisket running around this giant, enormous smoker with like garlic cloves on top that just kind of melt into the brisket. We were doing a tour for our anniversary party. I'm like, oh, just let me grab one of those garlic pieces. It was seriously garlic candy. Yeah, smoked meat.
If you guys are up in the area of Battle Creek, you definitely should go to the restaurant. It's amazing. I went to a friend's wedding a couple years ago in, what's the town? Way up north. Place around
Traverse City.
Traverse City. Has anybody ever been to Traverse City? Fabulous little place. Anyway, so my wife and I and my baby stopped at the brew pub and met with Tim and got this awesome tour of this facility. And we saw all the open tanks and saw all of it. And it's a really great place. Their food is amazing. The barbecue actually is much better than the way you're representing it. Not that you're representing bad. I'm just saying I thought it was amazing.
Excuse me?
I was super excited about it. I guess you are too, though. You like haggis better, I think. I don't know.
Haggis is good, but the barbecue,
Anyway, if you guys are up in Battle Creek, I highly recommend that you stop by and get some beer and eat some of their food because their pizza is actually really, really fabulous as well. Which I've had a lot of pizza in my life.
oven pizza.
And the wood oven pizza, it's a wood-fired pizza, and it's fabulous. Really, really good. So I recommend if you're in Michigan, you stop there.
Question.
So this restaurant is in Battle Creek?
Yeah.
Well,
Is there a restaurant at the new location?
yeah, same.
Okay.
We're doing pizza oven there, but
Is barbecue made by say food mainly?
yes.
And that's Kalamazoo too?
Apparently, yeah.
So where do you live?
I'm out of Chicago.
Oh.
I've been in Chicago since '96.
Okay. So you still live in Chicago?
Yeah, I represent Illinois, Missouri, and Wisconsin. Heading up to Lake Geneva this coming weekend for a beer fest at Lake Delavan. I hate my job. It sucks. All this beer, Yeah, 20 pounds, who gives a shit? Doesn't matter. Can't put a price on fun. And my theory is money is no object, especially when you have very little. So. All right, what do we got here? Malt forward, 8.5%. You'll never know the ABV by just tasting it. Talk about IBUs, 6. Yeah, how about nil? It's a session Scotch ale if you ain't got nowhere to go and you don't have to drive. Good temperature. Yes. You know what? That's surprising because this is one of the hardest categories to sell in the market. People are either afraid of it, they don't know it, or they just avoid it like the plague.
Anybody in the room that does not like Scotch ales or thought they didn't like Scotch ales until they
One. We got 1. 2. 2.5. Give me 3. 3. Who's got a 3? 3. Yeah. Loch Down. L-O-C-H. Loch Down. So 2 years ago, we barrel aged some of this in some 10-year-old bourbon barrels and did a draft only. The liquid was so good that we kept it in bourbon barrels for another year. So 2 years old in bourbon barrels and called it Locked Up and did it for our 18th anniversary. Unbelievably good. The toffee and the caramel and I mean all these flavors came out. It almost had like a touch of a sour fruit, like a dark fruit. Like, how do you get beer to taste so good by barrel aging it? Well, I don't know, but it works. So keep drinking it. But this is a 6-pack. It's year-round. It's every day. I mean, it's not going to sell great in the summertime because it's an 8.5%er, but people who love Scotch ales will find it, have their 3, and pass out. So this is a $9.99 6-pack, which is unbelievably economical. Why not? I have not yet. I've been in here in the summer and it's hot. Okay, Whitsun and Sky High Rye, which I don't have here. Homework. Go out, find a Sky High Rye, try it out. Cans only, 6%. Touch of rye, nice dry clean finish. Western, kind of Western style pale ale. Sky High Rye. Who doesn't want to get Sky High Rye? Yes, it does. Also goes well with a shot of Jameson. We got 3 malts. 3 malts. Maris Otter and 2 others. I'm not a brewer. I'm a sales guy.
Carbon again, which is 4.5%.
But nice.
Or something.
Oh. Sales projections? Yeah. I got 3 kinds of sales projections. I have American, I have European, and I got Jewish. Where you put the yarmulke on the cap. All right. Hey! Sorry, had to go there. I'm on camera.
I just zoomed in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I love beer, and obviously you do too, so. Oh. Good question. We're growing organically, at least 10, 12, 14%, nothing crazy. Chicago was a little rough. My distributor's having a little hard time, but we're getting better. We're about to send some beer out to California because one of the St. Louis guys who moved from here, who was working for Mobev, moved to San Francisco.
That's what the name is, though?
So we're going to send a Serial Killer and a couple of high gravity beers out there. Excuse me?
Serial killer.
Yeah, we're going to send a Serial Killer. Okay. So we spell it C, cereal, C, because we're in Battle Creek, home of Kellogg's, Post, and GM cereal. And it takes a lot of malt to make a 10% beer. Serial Killer. And yeah, thank God for Kellogg's in Battle Creek because they equate to about 80% of our lunch business in Battle Creek. Their executives and employees coming in for brick oven pizza and the best brisket in the state.
Cheap beer.
So does anybody have any negative comments? Great. If you did, I'd say shut the fuck up. This is education with bonus plan. You know, you're drinking beer and learning. I hope. Yes. British inspired American craft brewery. Were you taking notes early? I did hear about the vote. The Celtic knot. That serves all corners of the British Empire. It's our history. Yeah. Haggis. You gotta try it. All right, fine. Okay, Serial Killer, aka Dexter. This is a 10% malt forward, very smooth. Isn't it? Oh. Thanks, Chad. It's too cold. Warm it up. Warm it up. Everybody put your both hands on it. Warm it up. 50 degrees. Perfect. Dude, I want one of those toys. Attaboy. This guy's on it. That's awesome. Sir, you've taken Beer Geek to the next level. Good work. All right, so same with the Loch Down and the Serial Killer. You know, you drink it too cold, it's like the beer's all tight. When it warms up, it kind of loosens up, and it get more flavors on the palate. So if you got two hands on this Serial Killer, get it to about 50 degrees, or 51.2, then it's going to open up.